Welcome, everybody, to a very special episode of the Tokyo Podfathers podcast, the anime podcast that we occasionally update.
Sometimes.
So Panic, what's our excuse this time for not adding an episode in like 5 years?
Didn't feel like it. I don't know.
Yeah. Fuck anime, I guess.
Is anybody even watching anything anymore?
Well, I do know of some things that people are watching because people have things to say about them. So this episode is a special episode where we review 3 anime all at once, I guess. It's I call this the troublesome trifecta. It's a combination of controversial anime, maybe the most controversial anime of winter 2023. People have watched them and have not very good things to say.
And
about
I know
them.
why mine is controversial, but I'm very excited to hear what people have to say about Spy Classroom. Like, it's no secret to anybody why the one I'm covering is controversial. では、授業を始めよう。
So we're going to talk about Spy Classroom now, which I've heard from many people around the community that this is the most disappointing anime of the season. I think people went into this with large expectations and were ultimately disappointed by this anime, which kind of makes sense because on the surface, if you look at the synopsis, it seems like it's an anime about spies. Yeah, which is like how do you make a bad anime about spies? Spies are always cool.
Everybody
we
loves
just had
spies.
Spy X Family. Exactly. And so like this anime is about a bunch of young women who are training to become spies because there's like a war that might happen, or there was a war that did happen, and so they're trying to prevent that from happening again. Kind of like Spy X Family. And so I guess people were expecting some cool spy action, but those people are fools. These people have been played for the fools that they are, because Spy Classroom, in true spy fashion, only disguised itself as a good show. It's actually a show that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I started watching. I watched a couple of episodes of it because you were like praising it to high heaven. But so I picked it up when it was like good. 4 episodes out. I watched those 4 and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need any more.
Well, what was your impression of it? What did you like or not like about Spy Classroom?
It's been so long. I think part of it was that the cast was very huge, but also like really bland. It's like they go into, they all have special moves. They have like a thing they do, and most of them were just like, it just sucks. I also really didn't like the main spy, Klaus. What's his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Klaus, Santa Claus.
Why didn't you like him?
Cause he's like Lloyd Forger, but like in a not a charming way. Like he can never fail. Everything he does is perfect, and he's just stoic about it, which fits because I think he's voiced by Goblin Slayer, right?
Oh, that would make sense.
And that is the role he does. That is the voice he has. Stoic. It's like you get Suda Kenjiro when you need like a drunk salaryman dad character, and you get this guy when you need like a perfect Chad who never fails.
When you have a guy whose personality is that he does a thing, and he doesn't explain why he does a thing. He just does it because he feels. He has
like a very particular set of skills.
His set of skills is that he's a Dark Souls any % speedrunner who plays with a Guitar Hero controller. He just tells you, and whenever you have trouble with the game, he just laughs at you and says you suck. Just get good at it.
Yeah. Oh man, that bothered me so much too. Like the lockpicking scene at the very beginning. Because like I get that he's supposed to be a super spy, but he literally throws like 7 or 8 lockpicks in the air, and then like the screen flashes and he's undone them. And I'm like, Well, now I'm not
Yeah.
invested anymore. He's just magic. He's a wizard. He can.
Yeah, he just does shit, and then it's like, and then the girls are like,
Wow.
"Well, how'd you do that?" And he's
just
like,
did
"I
it."
just did it."
Well, that doesn't.
What
Could at
what
least
fucking explanation do you
You could at
need?
least fucking try to explain how you did it, not just say it's like breathing to me. It's like, how do you breathe? I just do it. How do you pick a lock? I just do it. No, you don't just do it. You actually have to pick a lock. It's not a passive thing you do. Pick 8 locks in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, so there are 7 girls who are training to become spies, and they're training under this guy who is the best spy in the entire world, except nothing he does makes any sense whatsoever. He's just a monotonous long hair boy who can do anything and is like, I'm gonna fuck all 7 of you. Oh wait, sorry, that was just me. Got confused for a second.
Does he do that?
But they are trying to they're just trying to be better spies for whatever reason. Like there needs to be spies.
Well, yeah,
they need to exist.
They're all picked because they're like flunking whatever schools they're going to already. Like they're kind of outcasts at their respective schools, and no one knows why they're being gathered for this, since they're all so bad at what they do. But it's because they all have one special talent, like Lily, who can bloom out of control and make poisons.
Her power is that she morbs all over.
She morbs all over the place. It's Lillian time.
And the main goal of this anime, I suppose, is that they have some kind of mission that they keep hyping up as the impossible mission.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a 0% survival rate for this super hard mission.
Some might say it's a mission impossible.
That's exactly right. And so this guy has to train these 7 girls to become the best spies ever so that they can get through that impossible mission. Except here's the cool thing about this anime. The impossible mission happens in like episode 3, which means that obviously they fucking pass it because otherwise there would be no show. Right. And then the rest of the show pretty much is like flashbacks.
It's all about how did they get so good.
It's like here are the character specific backstories for how they approach the impossible mission. Like most of these episodes are about the context of getting to the impossible mission. They start off the episode like, oh, we gotta do this to become stronger so that we can go on the impossible mission and win. But that already happened in the show.
That sucks. Because like
there's no tension
ever.
Spy Classroom challenges the conventions of storytelling.
Directed.
You don't need a linear story.
Directed by Ryan Johnson.
It's like Bacano.
Oh.
It tells everything out of order.
Except they did it the worst way
which
possible.
Means it's good.
Which is like the last 10 pages of the novel you're reading. Just you get the conclusion right away. You know they succeed. That's so bad. Why would they do that?
I don't know. And there is a second arc that does happen late into the series. But that also gets concluded in a couple episodes. So the last episode is just fucking nothing.
Oh my god.
Like the last episode has nothing to do with anything. It just kind of exists as if they weren't intending to make 12 episodes of this show.
Like they finished 11 and they're like, we need a 12th. Just quick. Come up with something.
Whoops. But the thing I like about Spy Classroom, though, is everyone was so mad about it. Everyone thought this anime was going to be about spies. But the thing is, I looked at the synopsis and I thought, this makes no sense. Why? Like it doesn't make any sense that there needs to be these spies. And looking at the trailer for it, I just thought, this anime doesn't look like it's going anywhere. So I don't know why. I don't know what the point of it is. But actually, I do know what the point of it is. The point is that there are 7 big titty goth GFs.
Oh my god, yes.
And that's the show.
Yeah. That is very much the appeal.
That's the whole point
Looking at any of
it.
the posters, it's just like girls dressed in black. Some of them have massive tits. Here you go.
I really want you to understand. like you look at the light novel illustration for Lily, and she's like fairly well endowed in a respectable way. But then you look at the anime design for her, and they're like, we're gonna make her fucking 3 times bigger. for no reason at all.
They say the camera adds 10 pounds,
and that is hilarious. It's the funniest thing ever.
素材はいいのに。いけるかも。
So that's really the main appeal of Spy Classroom, is that you watch it for the hot girls. But the thing is, if this anime were to be a fan service anime, that would be one thing. And that's what I wish this anime was. And the entire time when I was watching it and shitposting about it, I just really hoped it would be ridiculous fan service, because I don't care about anything that's happening. I just think that Lily is so hot that I want erotic situations of her. So if that was what the show would be about, then that would be like 10 out of 10 masterpiece. But unfortunately, it doesn't really do that either. Like, this is what I would call a hentai prompt simulator.
Oh, yes.
Or something of the sort. A hentai prompt generator.
Right.
Where there are lots of things... Like, this anime has fan service. There are lots of things that happen in this anime that are suggestive in content. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't really lean that far into it. Like, there's an episode where Lily is searching the town with this one other girl, and then they get stopped just on the street by some random dudes, some like police officers. Are like, oh, we need to search you, and so they get the pat down treatment. But you know, they don't touch anything inappropriate. Nothing suggestive or sexual happens here, but you can kind of fill in the blanks and reimagine this scene in a more lewd context.
Right.
And that's kind of what this anime has a lot of.
That's with the small one of them, right? Isn't it? The secret eighth.
Yeah.
Erna?
Yes.
What's her name?
Something like that.
Erna?
Yeah, Erna.
Right. Whose power is that she's unlucky, or people around her are unlucky? She's lucky.
She just suffers misfortune,
right,
for some reason.
She can somehow control misfortune.
Terrible calamities occur around her.
Oh my god, I hate calamities.
For no reason.
They're the worst.
Truly the worst kind of
the
power.
Worst kind of Mitty. Right after Walter Mitty.
Is that...
The secret
I feel
life
like you
of him.
made a joke or a reference that I don't know.
That's a Ben Stiller movie that I don't think anybody watched.
Do people actually like Ben Stiller? Is he actually a good actor?
Well, no, he's not a good actor, but he's fun. He has a fun way of looking. He's great in The Pick of Destiny as the shop guy in the music store. That movie is so wild, watching it now and being like, oh, that's just like Amy Poehler. That is Ben Stiller. These are all these fucking hugely famous people in this shit-ass movie that bombed.
Yeah, that's true. But Spy Classroom, it's I would give it about like a 7 or a 6 out of 10.
Right.
That's after downing several Smirnoff Ices and eating street tacos.
Did you watch any of? Did you watch any of these episodes sober?
I watched one episode of this anime while sober, and it was really boring. I did not enjoy my time with it whatsoever.
Maybe that's my issue with it. I wasn't drunk when I watched it.
Exactly.
I could try again.
The thing is, though, I don't know if it's really that good of a drunk watch. It's although I will say that some of my shitposty thoughts did kind of come true. Like, I was always hoping, like, oh man, I hope like this stupid situation happens. Like, my headcanon of the main guy fucking all 7 of the girls, it almost sort of came true. Oh. Where, like, there is one girl who develops legitimate affection for the guy.
Right.
Like that just becomes her character arc. She just wants to fuck this guy all the time.
Who doesn't? I kind of assumed that they all got a crush on him at some point.
It is, the light novel has a harem tag on it,
Oh.
so there is that.
Well, he does put
wait,
together
no,
a
it doesn't.
gigantic like mansion of just him and young hot girls.
Exactly.
What a fucking pervert.
He is everything I strive to be.
Like I have to start my own government program. I need to hire just 19-year-old bombshells. No, there's
Exactly.
nothing weird about that. Get it done.
No.
I insist. It's vitally important.
I am disappointed with the biggest disappointment I have with this anime is it never solved the main mystery where if Lily gets defeated, does she become deflowered?
Oh.
Because her power is that
She blooms out of
she's
control.
flowering.
She
Yeah.
morphs.
That's her character. She's also voiced by Sora Amamiya, which is great because Sora Amamiya only voices stupid characters.
That's perfect.
That's a great
Goated voice
casting.
actor.
So Spy Classroom, I can see why people do not like it or respect it. I see why it has a low score. I kind of don't know if I agree that it's the most disappointing anime of the season. But I can understand.
I'm
that
looking at the
sentiment
scores
as
right
well.
for this season, and another show I
Yes.
know you don't like is a full almost 2 points ahead. It's the season 4 of Danmachi.
Well, if you're watching the 4th season of Danmachi, you have to really like Danmachi.
To be fair, that was also
You have
like
to be
one of
fully invested.
this
in
was like the best season of Danmachi since the first.
Oh, great! So it's a 1 out of 10,
No,
just like the first season of Danmachi.
no. What did I give it? Did I give it an 8? I give it a 7.
Well, that's nice. But yeah. So
Speaking of nice.
that's a controversial anime. Then there's also you watched an anime known as Onimai.
Oni-chan wa Oshimai. I am now your sister.
Oshimai.
Yeah, just a lovely little heartwarming tale of a younger sister who like tries to reintegrate her neat older brother into society, and does it by turning him into a 13-year-old girl.
As one
As
does.
you do. Like, she's a scientist.
Oh, cool.
So that's like, there's a lot of parallels between this and the one about fucking her dog. What's it called? Inukai?
What? What? Oh yeah. Oh,
Two-
that was a show that came
two
out that I heard
masterpieces.
literally nothing about.
Yeah, I never got around to... I have it all downloaded. I need to finish it. I think me and Bacon are going to do a pod about it. Because I'm a big fan of the manga.
Amazing. I did not know Bacon was watching this.
I think he said he
or
would.
was even familiar with it.
All right. So, like, the controversies about this one is like the problematic elements. Where do you even want to start? You can start by saying it's by Studio Bind.
It's by the Mushoku
By the Mushoku Tensei
guys.
studio.
They're really building
Yeah.
a strong catalog right there.
It's like, no, we don't only do that. Here's another one that does that. They're super good at animating, though, man. This show is beautiful.
Something's going on over there. They did get a bit of a celebrity animator that lots of people are talking about. Kai Yu, I believe their name is, who did a lot of work on this, and it's very good.
I mean, there's no, like, off episode of this show. Like, it all just looks fucking stellar all the way through. Like, so much passion is put into animating these little girls. Oh, okay, so, yeah, where do we even start? Okay, so the whole story centers around Mahiro, who is a 30-something, stay-at-home, classic Japanese NEET, doesn't have any friends, no job, no education, no nothing. Just addicted to porn. One day he
Wow.
wakes up and he's a small little girl. It turns out his sister, who is like a wonder student kind of thing, like, she's not very old either, like 16 or 17, I guess. but she's like already starting college because she just basically skipped high school because she's so fucking smart. So she was like, oh, I made this serum and now you're a girl. But really, it's like all the way throughout, it becomes more and more apparent that it's because she loves her brother and is sad to see him waste his life. And it's like an attempt at getting closer to him like they used to be when they were kids, and to reintegrate him into society, like giving him a new lease on life, basically. Which he does, because he starts like going to school, he gets all kinds of friends.
Wow.
He's really, really happy by the end of it, and he makes the active choice to remain a girl in the final episode because he's so happy with his new life. So in a weird way, it's like super heartwarming when it's not being creepy as shit. It's honestly a really sweet story.
Where have I heard that before? It's really good. You just have to sift through the really bad parts. You just kind of
have to like not look.
So I personally avoided this because it did seem to have some kind of strange elements to it.
It's
you know what this reminds me of? I don't think that Onimai is as extreme as this because Onimai is not a real series that has real people. It's not real. It can't hurt you. This reminds me, and the kind of controversy surrounding this anime, right. It reminds me of Cuties.
Right.
That Netflix movie about the child beauty pageant stars or something like that.
Kids twerking.
Yeah, and it has things like that. It has like lots of like 8-year-old girls doing,
which is like meant
things
to be a statement on that being bad, but by telling
exactly,
that
it's
story,
like
it also does it. So it's like,
exactly, and that's kind of how I'm kind of looking at Onimai, where I kind of acknowledge that it probably does have a really good story and a really good core message behind it, but it's like at the same time, did you have to be so provocative?
Did you have to be like, so weird about it?
It feels indulgent, like it's gonna have its cake and eat it too.
And from what I've heard, I think a lot of the like really creepy things, well, creepy, it's like the sussier of the stuff, is like anime original. So again, that Studio Bind being just being cool guys,
being horny on main,
right?
I do like there was that GIF you made for the Impressions episode where you
trying on swimsuits, yeah.
Yes, and then there's that one girl where her tits are like the size of her entire body.
Yeah, Kaede.
But then you actually look at her in the manga and she's like respectably sized. Yeah, she looks like a normal person. So that's kind of where I look at Onimai and it's like, did you have to do that?
Kind of in the character image on Mal, she also looks very normal, but then you open the page of pictures and the third one is her in a bikini and her tits are just like thrice the size of the normal picture, and it's wild. But again I have no idea how old she's supposed to be. Like, I know she's a friend of Mihari, the younger sister, so I'm assuming they're about the same age, but she looks way older.
She does have that kind of a...
She has a very
Onesan type of vibe.
Yeah. She's like, oh, here, come, let Big Sis take care of you, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like she gets like this whole friend group because Kaede has a younger sister. There's kind of some... forget what her name is. Is that Mio? No. Momiji? Yeah, that's it. Momiji. Who becomes like friends with main character, and they start hanging out. She has some friends, like they all start hanging out. They have sleepovers, and all the time you're thinking like, well, I mean, this is cute, but he is 30. And then like the whole like transformation starts going back in one episode, and there's like a crisis of, okay, fuck, I have a dick now. What do I do?
Oh no.
And that's when he makes the active choice to drink the potion again and stay young, stay the girl.
I mean, why wouldn't you drink a potion that lets you reverse aging
Yeah, first of all,
20
it's
years.
it's like
That's just a cheat.
He
Like,
goes
who
from
fucking
30
cares what
something
gender
to
you are?
13, right? It's like also gets to stay a little girl and keep all his new friends and like go to, like he has like a thought of, oh man, I get to go back, but then it's like, well, what did I even have before? I had nothing. I'd rather stay this and have friends and have a relationship with my sister.
You mean I get to redo high school with all of my memories and experiences as an adult? It's literally free time travel.
Right. Like,
Fuck it, I'll be a girl for that.
Right. Sure. I'm assuming the author is a woman because so many of the story elements and little things that happen feel like they come from a very genuine, like, female experience kind of thing. Like the little do each other a favor, we'll keep this a secret, won't tell anybody. Always helping each other out on the down low, right? Like stuff that I don't think a guy would know about.
Yes. I do see this a little bit popular with women in general. Like, I think there are some female artists that I know about that like this anime.
Yeah. Also got this like really soft and bubbly style to it. Really smooth animation.
It does look appealing.
Very much pastel colors just all around.
It just has that nice, comfy slice of life.
Yeah.
Cute girl sort of look to it.
It
actually, if you look at the manga itself, it looks like a Kirara Jump manga.
Yeah.
So that's like think Bokji the Rock or something.
Right. I mean, I could see Doga Kobo having animated this.
Yes. That's also
which it does
true.
fall into the same like a category of anime that I've realized that for some reason I like, which is the like this and what's it called, Wataten, and the one about the Russian maid or whatever. It's like the lolly slice of life comedy stuff. For some reason I find those really funny. I don't know what that says about me. Probably cut that out.
It says something.
Says something. I don't know. I find them charming. There's something about
fair.
the soft, bubbly style of comedy to it, where this one does have like considerably more creepy moments than something like Wataten. So, I mean, I would definitely recommend that over this. Just because, like you say, it's indulgent. It's like it knows what it is, and it does not let you forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you thought this was going to be a sweet episode? Here's her ass.
Damn.
Damn. Keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, just
I guess it's cool that it still does some interesting and unique things.
I mean, it tells like a full, like very sweet and thought out story, but it's like packaged in this really impenetrable layer of like turbo weeb stuff that you can only get through if you're like already suffering anime brain rot to a
basically this anime appeals maybe a little bit too hard to lolicons. Some other people can like it.
Some might say that lolicons would like this.
Yes.
But others
I've
might
also
like
seen
it for other reasons.
Yes. I have seen some people say that this is like their education on how periods work. Like this is the first time they've understood.
I think this is the first time I've seen periods mentioned in an anime.
I think I've seen it mentioned in Nana. No, it's mentioned in Ava, remember?
Is it? Oh, I
There's
think
an episode. There's an episode where Asuka isn't piloting her mech, and Misato says, "Oh, it's because she's on her period."
And Shinji says, "Women." Let a man do a man's job.
That's hilarious because nowadays people draw Shinji as a trans girl.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing about it being like a story of him being trans.
I don't know when this started, but it is really interesting.
Isn't there
and
like official art of him
it.
in a dress? I think that's
there
why.
probably is. There's lots of Ava
And
fan
all the
art
stuff about
of
him
them
and
lots of
Kaoru
art.
being gay for each other. It's like, oh, there's also a picture of him in a dress. Actually, it's all a big story about him being trans all along. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Sure.
Yeah.
It's another layer we can add like 30 years after it came out.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep reinventing
one
the
more
story.
meaning
Yeah.
to it.
Sure. Let's say that's what he meant. Why not?
That's
he's
what Anna was
he's not
going
gonna
for.
fucking tell us.
What's he gonna do? Explain his own series?
But this is like one of the first anime I've seen tackle like girl problems. Like going to the bathroom and the line is like 10,000 miles long. I think Mahito pisses herself 3 times in this series. First time I was like, oh,
record.
I'm sure that happens more often than you think, honestly, because the line for bathrooms is always so long. Sure, why not? And then it happens like 2 more times. Yeah. That's like one of the moments where Kaede is like, oh, you had an accident. You know what? I have some spare panties. We'll keep this a secret. Don't tell anybody. Just between you and me. And it's like, oh, this solidarity.
You'll have to spare panties around?
I guess.
Is that a thing?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I haven't checked their bags. Like, just run up to a random woman.
I guess. You know what? I guess if they bleed through them sometimes.
Yeah,
makes
I'm
sense.
sure they have all kinds of shit in there, those bags.
Ladies, please comment if you have
all
spare
women
panties.
still somehow listening to this. Please comment what's in your bag.
It's cool how educational this is, I guess. It is kind of silly seeing some people like this is how they learn about what women's anatomy is like, but it's like at least they're learning.
It's like, don't say anime never taught you nothing.
Exactly. This is what they don't teach you in sex ed.
This is stuff they like look over in all the other cute girl do cute things shows. It's like the rough realities of being a woman.
Yeah. Cute girls doing cute things exist in a beautiful realm that all women wish to exist in, where
like
periods
episode
don't exist.
Something season 2 of K-On! Mio comes in as worried because she hasn't had her period for a week. He's like, fuck, I think I'm pregnant, guys.
It's that rice bowl, dude.
It's that fucking rice
bowl. So that's Onimai.
So that's Onimai. Big recommend. 10 out of 10.
Pretty solid series. It's.
I mean, if you can live with the creep factor, then there is a sweet story there.
I might try it, if nothing else, for the animation.
The production quality is like 10 out of 10.
For the animation.
All the way. The animation is fucking like peak. The voice acting is great. Mahito's voice actor is so funny. Like all the weird little eep little sounds she makes. It's awesome.
What is their voice actor or voice actress?
Marika Kuno. I don't think I've heard that name before.
Neither have I.
Azur Lane.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Bokutachi. Wow, what the fuck is this?
Bokutachi remake?
Oh, no, We Never Learn. She's someone in that.
Oh, We Never Learn.
Mm-hmm. Isekai Smartphone? Uh-huh.
Yo, Isekai Smartphone. Oh, she's the main girl in Isekai Smartphone.
Yumina Ernea Belfast.
What a great voice actress. She's the main.
Kaguya. Someone in Log Horizon. Someone I've never seen in 2 different seasons of Overlord. Who the fuck is this?
You're the Overlord expert.
Nemu Emot. Who the fuck is that? They have 2 favorites on Mal.
You're the one who likes Overlord so much.
I do love Overlord.
In fact, I'm gonna need you for this one because this next anime is called The Eminence and Shadow, aka Overlord Season 5.
Oh man, I should watch that. It sounds great.
That's what this is. It's Overlord again. It's about a guy who is really strong, and because he's in an isekai world and he has the strongest power, but he's hiding his power level so that he can just kind of integrate into society in the way that he wants.
That's a cool thing to do.
so that he can deceive everybody. And then he has like 30 people around him who want to
What is
suck
the
his
other show
dick
that
all the
does
time.
that? Death March does that. Exactly.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I didn't watch the Death March.
No good. Don't do it. It's the
Death
one of the
March
worst anime
sucks.
I've ever seen.
I remember when ReZero came out and people were really excited about Death March, the light novels. They're like, oh man, when Death March gets adapted, it's going to take over as the biggest isekai, and no one fucking watched it.
Just you fucking wait. That sucked so bad.
That show is so bad, it's an isekai that doesn't have a season 2.
I'm just gonna check. Like, what did I score it even? I think a 1. Must have given it a 1. A rare 1.
The Eminence and Shadow, though, it doesn't play into isekai tropes entirely too well. Instead, it plays into the tropes of battle, harem, magic, high school anime that are like a decade old by this point. And so it just does all this stuff where guy's really average and he has friends that are below average and forgettable. And there are characters in the school that have powers. There's a hot girl who is strong, and she's like the strongest character, and everyone respects her as such. So he fights her and wins her affection at some point. But the thing that this show does, like, you might be wondering, okay, well, I've seen all of this before. I've seen all of these tropes done before. And the Eminence and Shadow is here to say, yes, you have seen all of these tropes before, but when we do it ironically.
Anywhere,
and that means this is a really good show.
Here's Wonderwall. You've heard it before. Get ready to hear it again.
The end. 20 episodes of that, and then credits roll. And then people say it's like a masterpiece because it does all the bad anime tropes, but it's good because it's aware that it's doing bad anime tropes.
You know what else does that?
What?
Konosuba.
No, it doesn't. Konosuba is
it does the
a
tropes.
gem. It actually actively avoids tropes or plays into them in various ways, though.
Yes. So that is
like the thing with Eminence is that it just is exactly what it is. Like, the thing that makes Konosuba funny is that the entire world that the characters inhabit is completely
insane,
unbalanced and ridiculous. Like, the whole plot of the anime is that Kazuma and Aqua have to defeat the Demon King. But like 99% of the anime has nothing to do with that because the Demon King is completely inconsequential to the entire rest of the world. Because there are so many people that have been isekai'd into this world that it's literally impossible to start a new game in this place because they just take all the good quests and leave you to fucking eat shit.
Oh, in Eminence?
And B... What?
In Eminence? Or in...
No, in Konosuba.
Oh, right.
I started ranting about Konosuba because you brought it up for 2 seconds.
Right.
So now I need to explain why Konosuba is good.
There was something about starting a new game, and I was like, they don't start a new game. What do you mean? But yeah, they can't get any work. Like, they have to work in a quarry.
Yes. And also, B, the Demon King is just completely inconsequential because there are characters that are canonically way stronger than the Demon King in the world of Konosuba. They just don't do anything about the Demon King because they just don't care. They're just like, it's whatever. It's not a big deal.
Someone else will deal with that.
Yeah, like Megumin is part of a clan of all these mages who all command world-endingly powerful magic.
And all
but they're
they
also
care about is looking cool.
But they're a bunch of Chunibios who are a bunch of just weird assholes. So they fight with each other constantly, and then they say, well, we just haven't gone to the Demon King yet because we don't know what to do with his palace when we defeat him. We can do that at any time, though.
Right. The
thing with Eminence, though, is that I don't actually know if this story has a plot to it. It's basically a guy who thinks that this cult exists. He like makes up a story about he read something in a book one time about some kind of dark magic evil cult, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna make this my personality. I'm gonna be this guy who rebels against this underground secret cult. But then that's actually a real thing that does exist in the world.
Based?
Which I don't know. I guess that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Only thing I've seen of this show, and I don't know if it is this show, it's like a gif of a woman like dodging a sword, getting her boobs cut off, and then they come back on.
Oh, yes, that is Eminence.
That is
Shadow.
this, right?
Yes,
Is she a shadow? Is she the shadow that the Eminence is in?
No, the main character has a slime power, and he passes it down to these other girls. So she makes fake boobs out of slime because she's insecure. Because she doesn't have large breasts, so she's insecure about it. So she gives herself
Classic
fake boobs.
trope, yes.
Yes,
Always
it's
good.
funny because the Eminence and Shadow points it out.
Love to see it. That's always great.
You know, I don't actually know if the Eminence and Shadow... Shit. I don't actually know if this anime is controversial. I have just made it controversial.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask. This is supposed to be about a controversial anime. What's the controversy about
this anime is very highly respected within the community.
Besides you liking it.
And no one seems to mind
it.
Except for me.
It's got an 8.36. That's like 0.01 above Danmachi Season 4 Part 2.
Yes, the most... what a high bar is set.
That means it's incredible.
That's how good it is.
I should watch it.
I don't know. I've just been fighting this crusade against it because the thing that I hate the most about this anime, more so than anything actually in the anime, is that nobody can actually say anything good about it without pointing out how stupid and bad it is.
Dude, I'm looking at these characters, and you said it was like Overlord. You didn't even point out like one of the biggest points of comparison. So all these girls are named like Delta, Alpha, Beta, Epsilon, Gamma. It's like that's the mates from fucking Overlord.
I did not know that, actually, so thank you for pointing that out.
They all have names like this. So that is like just lifted one to one.
Yeah, see, this anime has very obvious references. Like, the main character's name is Midgar or something. No, his name is Sid. C-I-D. And there are characters, like, he lives in this
very
in a place
common
called
name,
Midgar.
Okay? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, okay.
It's pronounced Kid.
Sid from the kingdom of Midgar. And then he runs into the characters like Gilgamesh from the Fate series.
Right.
And other characters named Perv Asshat.
Perv Asshat.
That's not a joke, by the way. There's a character named that. This is a serious story for some reason,
right.
But that's also a joke. I don't know. Like, I just hate this series because I just dislike it because it's all of these terrible anime cliches that you've seen in every light novel anime ever, but then it just kind of like looks at the camera and winks at you while doing the really
I love
bad
that.
tropes.
I love when media does that.
It's like hey guys, isn't this trope really stupid and bad? Isn't this like so ridiculous and laughable? And
you're
it's
like yes, clap,
yes,
clap. Yes, it is.
This is really shitty. Yes, you're right.
I know it,
absolutely.
and you know it.
And that's exactly how far it goes. That's all it ever does.
Oh, that's great.
And
that sounds awesome.
And I only ever see praise for it because people are like, oh yeah, it's like all of those really trashy isekais that you've seen in anime so much. But the Eminence and Shadow is doing it on purpose. That means it's good somehow.
There's all these fucking names here. There's like Akane, Nu, Omega, number 664. And then there's Jack Nelson. Who has one favorite. It's just some noble man.
I really wonder, who are these people that favorite random characters on my anime
don't know.
list?
It's like,
who is doing this? Who added Jack Nelson
you
to
find
their
someone
favorites
you
list?
have no fucking idea who it is. Like the one from Overlord I just saw, like something Emmett. I'm like, he has 2 favorites. Somebody likes him. Why?
It's gotta be something
Who
for
did that?
everybody. I guess.
Everybody loves somebody.
But yeah, there was like this, I've been fighting this crusade because I just feel like The Eminence and Shadow represents this section, this very large section of the anime community that can't talk about anime without laughing or shitting on how bad anime is. Like, because I think the first time I really heard about this anime being good is I think Giguk talked about it. But then I remember Giguk is a guy who carries around a Sagiri body pillow and then says, haha, anime is trash and so am I.
Yeah.
Isn't it so funny how we're all like such fucking losers because we watch anime?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I love just not having any confidence in things that I enjoy whatsoever.
I love keeping like a thick layer of irony between me and the things I love.
Yeah. And that's just everything that I hate. I just want that mindset.
Because if I
to
said
die.
I actually like it, someone might attack me for that, and that would hurt my feelings.
Like, I have been bullied and beaten and bodied for many years for liking the anime Mirai Nikki. But I will never back down from this because Mirai Nikki is one of the most unforgettable experiences I've ever had with anime. And to this day, I will reiterate that it is a very, very fun anime that I genuinely enjoy. And a lot of people don't understand it, and you're all wrong about it because you're all cowards. You have terrible taste, and that's because you like anime like Eminence and Shadow.
You know, like Eminem and Shadow.
And I hate that. I don't respect these people. I had a couple of videos on my my shitpost channel that was just like shitting on this anime, and some people were like, "Why do you have to be so mad about people liking stuff? Why can't you just let it go?"
People enjoy things.
And I'm like, you know what? No, I don't respect that people like this. I wish they would stop. You know what? What's so wrong about wishing people?
Those people want you to stop liking Mirai Nikki.
Exactly.
So maybe you
those
should just
people,
agree to disagree.
Those people want me to stop not liking something. So who's saying who's doing what now? Nerds.
Let people enjoy things. Well, I enjoy hating, so
Yeah.
let me enjoy that.
And some other people were like, "Well, you're just mad. You're mad that people think this way. Like you're the one like only the things you think are right, and you're trying to tell people what they should believe and what they should think." And I'm like, is that really so wrong that I'm trying to influence the way people think? Here's my message to the people who like Eminence and Shadow but talk about it like I mean, I guess if you like Eminence and Shadow because you genuinely think it's funny or for whatever reason, that's fine. But if your defense for it is like oh, it's real bad, it's total garbage, but then let me just say this: you're allowed to like things that are actually good, and if it's not good, you're allowed to say it's not okay. You're allowed to hold yourself to a higher standard and say that you deserve better. That's the thing that I want people to keep in mind about. I want people to be more confident in the things they actually appreciate. Stop bullying yourselves for liking anime. There's lots of really cool anime out there.
Yeah. There's also a lot of not cool anime. Like,
there definitely is lots of terrible anime, like The Eminence and Shadow. But for some reason, this is what
you should be ashamed.
This is what we've propagated as something that's good and passable, because I guess the bar is that low now. This is all because we've gone 4 years without Konosuba.
This is all Trash Taste's fault.
Konosuba was the ultimate isekai. It negated it negated the necessity for all other isekai and all other light novel series because it already did everything those series did.
Frankly, the fact that it came out when it did has done like irreparable damage to all other isekai that came after it.
Yeah. Konosuba literally invented a guy to make fun of, only for the guy to actually become real.
Who was that? What?
So, Konosuba, one of the big jokes in that series is that it's supposed to be about something, but actually becomes a series where the characters just do fuck all and
It's
relax.
a show about nothing, Jerry.
Yeah. And now there's all these isekai coming out that are about fucking nothing. Like, hey, I'm in another world, but I'm living a completely mundane and uninteresting life. That's what Konosuba was.
Yep. Well, I mean,
But that trope didn't exist in whatever year it came out in,
isekai
and now
these
it
days,
does.
It's like it used to be that isekai, like in that sense, Eminence in Shadow is a very old school isekai where it's a power fantasy. Whereas a lot of new isekai, it's all about going to another world and saving up for my retirement, or being a productive member of society, or being appreciated for the skills I have. It's just wish fulfillment of people who hate their lives. They want to go to another world where they're not just another cog in the corporate machine. It's like fucking like isekai handyman. It's all like, okay, people didn't appreciate me in my old world. I don't actually want to go back. Here I'm useful to people, and they appreciate me and my skills. Great. Like going to another world to be a farmer, or it's like, oh, I always wanted to be a farmer, but because I live in Japan, I can't. So now I'm gonna write a book about going to another world and being a farmer, and impregnating 1,000 elves. Just because, their species is dying and they need some help. I'm doing them a favor, okay?
It's great.
That shows like the progression of the mental stability of Japan as a people. I feel it's just they're so like all these people writing books. They're so sad. They just want to be loved. They just want to go to another world and be appreciated.
Want to feel validated.
They just want to go to another world and feel validated, right? Not just be.
And the only way they can feel validated is by going to another world. Says a lot about our society.
I really think it does. Like those are that is the wish fulfillment that's being produced these days. So on that uplifting note,
that's that. I don't have anything else to say. If you want to hear more about me complaining about the Eminence in Shadow, I made a video where I shat on Mother's Basement's video about the Eminence in Shadow, and then all the comments are just mad at me. I do really like the fact that none of the comments on that video are defending Mother's Basement's video whatsoever. It's just they're just coming at me.
Right. It's like he made some great points. No, it's just like, stop being a hater.
Yeah.
It's like must be waking up extra early to start hating, to start being a hater.
I just chose war on this one series that people enjoy because I do not like that thing. I will destroy you with lasers.
But I mean, that is like a type of enjoyment, right? Like the one, like you defend it as ironic distancing or something, but there is like a level of, okay, I like this a lot, but I recognize it's flawed. So I kind of have to take this weird stance where I do enjoy it, but it's like, it's a turn your brain off. It's like a popcorn movie or whatever. Like you like a quote unquote bad movie. You know everybody else thinks it's bad. So how do you say you like it without having to defend it?
People just don't know how to think anymore. So they have to.
I like
they have to admit that they're stupid.
I like this shit ass Power Rangers movie from 1995. It's complete fucking garbage, but I love it.
Power Rangers are cool.
Yeah, but that movie is just horseshit.
Okay.
The 3D effects look so bad, but it's a lot of fun because it's Power Rangers.
It's a product of its time.
Zordon dies, and then he comes back.
I have no idea who that is.
That's the big talking head. Have you never seen Power Rangers?
No.
There's like a big floating head and a pillar of light who is Zordon, and he gives them missions.
Sword Art Online.
Sword on Lorne.
Yes.
Paul Blart Morn Lorne.
A better series than The Eminence in Shadow.
When are we getting a Paul Blart Mall Cop anime?
That's a good question.
God, that would be
Hopefully
so fucking funny.
We should get more get more anime adaptations of live.
Could you imagine
stuff.
a main character voiced by Kevin James speaking Japanese?
That would be fantastic.
It's so funny.
What are we even talking about at this point?
Great media.
Yes. We should talk about better media at some point.
Well, we talked about Spy Classroom, and you like that.
Yeah, Spy Classroom, a great piece of media.
And I liked Onimai. I mean,
and Onimai was pretty good. So these are actually good anime. You've got 2 recommendations for this episode. We did our jobs.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's fucking go away because I don't even know what we're doing anymore. We have a Discord server where we watch anime OPs and EDs together, like every week or so. That's a thing that I said I was going to do, and I finally got back to doing it. There's a Twitter account where Panic posts ridiculous shit on too.
Not all the time. It's been a while.
At Tokyo Podfathers. Every now and then.
Yes. You don't know if it's me.
Yes, I do know if it's you, because you're the only one else who will post on it. It's either me or it's you.
Oh, then now I know who the other one is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's it. So like, comment, subscribe for more episodes, even though that's not going to happen. But we will do new episodes eventually at some point. Mm-hmm. We do have first impressions, which we should do in a couple of weeks, to talk about Konosuba, the new season of Konosuba. Konosuba's back, Panic.
Konosuba's back, baby.
There's a new Konosuba. It's finally happened.
Who's doing this season? Because it didn't look great.
No, it's
Studio Drive.
It's technically a new studio, but it's all the same people.
Right. It just looked kind of like weirdly stiff at times.
It looks the exact same thing as the Konosuba.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I am the Konosuba expert.
Fine. Have it your way.
I'll make a video about Konosuba and school you on why it's the best anime series of all time. Anything else we should chill or talk about before we stop recording?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Great. Well then, see ya later on Tokyo Podfathers. Thanks for listening.
Thanks
fuckers.
Bye.
We're drunk.